What's up, guys? I don't know what that thing is supposed to be. The abominable snowman or the Iceman, Wim Hof. Anyways, I'm back in Fairbanks. This time, my dad and I are actually going skiing. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lissy. I was born and raised in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I have come back to go skiing with my dad. Last year, I came back to Fairbanks in January, and it was 20 below zero. Skiing was off the table that year, but this year we're gonna do it. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, by the way, to everybody that watched that Alaska video, for everybody who commented on it, for everybody who subscribed. I really, truly appreciate you. That was really cool to see how many people were interested in seeing suburban life below zero in Fairbanks, Alaska. So it is not below zero. It is very springtime warm. It's perfect. It did snow a little bit. It looks like there's going to be some fresh powder out there on the mountain. So super pumped about that. I think it's safe to say we can expect some good snow skiing conditions. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've skied, unfortunately, but I love skiing. I grew up skiing since the time I could walk. I've been skiing. But first stop on this trip is going to be the gym because, of course, we're gonna go work out up at UAF, University of Alaska Fairbanks. And then it's gonna be ski. There are 3 local hills that we have here in Fairbanks, one of which is Birch Hill. And the downhill ski area, you actually have to go through security to get onto Fort Wainwright. And that hill, I will say, it's more of a beginner hill. It's a very small hill. You can get down it in like 3 minutes. But it's a perfect hill for beginners, really great for families. We went there a handful of times for school field trips. They have sledding, they have tubing. It's really, really fun. The mountains the ski places that we're gonna go to are Skiland, and we'll hit up Moose Mountain also. Skiland has a chairlift. Moose Mountain does not. So I'll save that for later in the video to show you how we get up the mountain. And what else? There is a cross-country ski area on the other side of Birch Hill that you don't have to go through Fort Wainwright to get to. I don't know if we'll be doing any cross-country skiing, but I have gone up there before. Really nice. Love it. So Skiland and Moose Mountain are going to be the spot this year. Looking forward to it. Should be sunshine in the forecast. Looking forward to good snow. And yeah, we'll see you up at UAF. So sunny out and so warm. It's like 24 degrees. Feels perfect. Fitness for the day accomplished. And I just discovered something really cool over here. I'm gonna go show you. Oh, look, there's a little outdoor, or used to be an outdoor hockey rink.
I have no idea what this was.
Cold plunge?
Huh?
Maybe it's for an ice bath.
Well, I think maybe it is.
This sledding hill, super, super fun. But check out this. They have an outdoor rock climbing wall, but there's an ice wall. Let's check it out. Wow. Disfigurement. Very cool. Looks a little intimidating, but I would do it. The light is coming back into the day. It's so bright out. For reference, it is noon right now. That dog has goggles on. Can I take a little video of your dog with goggles on? Yeah. That's so cute. Hey, bud. Look at you with your goggles.
Look this way.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. That's awesome. Thank you. Made it up to Skiland. Nice snowy conditions. If you watched my summer Alaska video, we were up here and I took the drone shots. And now it's a winter wonderland. Gotta go buy a lift ticket and then I'll get booted up.
day going?
Great. So good out.
Enjoy.
Thank you. That was a good one.
Huh?
That was a good one. We had a pretty epic day at Skiland yesterday. There was fresh powder. The snow was amazing. We kind of had the hill to ourselves for a lot of the day. The sun came out. It was warm out. It was just a great day. Could not have asked for a better first day back. My legs feel good. They felt a little bit heavy this morning after doing a heavy lift up at UAF and then skiing yesterday. I had to get my ski legs back. My quads were on fire. But it felt good. I loved it. And yeah, now that I'm moving a little bit more today, I'm feeling good. We still have hopefully 2 more days of skiing. We will hit up Moose Mountain and Skiland again. Today is going to be just a rest day, an errand day. I have a couple of mandatory restock items that I need to get before I head back home. Let's go pick up a couple of items. Good morning. Made it to Moose Mountain and we have clear skies. It's gonna be a great day. Gonna go in, buy a lift ticket, put the boots on, and then we gotta hop on the bus. If your toes get cold super fast like mine do, these are lifesavers.
really gonna get nice when it buffers up at the Big North.
Yeah. Agreed. Good morning again. We're back at Skiland. One more day before I head back to the lower 48. But first, before heading out on the mountain, we are going to have a conversation with Jack Wilbur, chairman of the board of directors of Skiland, to get a little more history and insight on this area and skiing in Fairbanks. Thank you so much for allowing me to ask you some questions. Can you, just for the camera, introduce yourself and let the people know what your relationship to Skiland is?
Okay, I'm Jack Wilbur, and I have a very long relationship to Skiland. They first opened in 1962, and I don't remember if I first skied in 62, but it wasn't any later than 63. That was about when I was in junior high school, and my parents brought me up to ski. Since then, I've always considered Skiland to be my second home, particularly starting after I became a young man, around when I was, it was actually when I was in the Army and I was scheduled to Fort Greely and coming in here every weekend, to be with my friends and stuff like that. And I won a season pass to Skiland at one of the Warren Miller movement. So that's really, kind of what kicked me off to be a regular here at Skiland. So over the years, I've skied a lot. I've always said that I raised my family here. I brought my kids up when they were very young, just babies, and at first, carried them on my back when I was skiing, and then after a while in a harness. And there was one year where I had one on my back and one in a harness. So it was a lot of really fun times, and it really endeared me and my kids to Skiland. About 2 years ago now, there was a turnover in their board of directors, and they were looking for new board members and board chair and stuff like that. And so I was asked to serve as chairman of the board, and I thought about it quite a bit. I knew it would be a huge time commitment and a big duty, but I just had an obligation, just because I gotten so much satisfaction and so much enjoyment, and my family got so much enjoyment from Skiland over the years. I felt an obligation then to step up and do it, and so I did, and still am chairman of the board. It's been a great experience.
That's great. How have you seen this area evolve over the years since 1962?
Everybody that did anything here was a volunteer. There was 2 rope tows, and actually there was an attendant, at the top, to make sure that people weren't in trouble and shut it down when needed to and slow it down when needed to and stuff like that. And those were all volunteers. You ran a lift for an hour and a half, and you got to ski for free that day, or you ran the ticket counter for an hour and a half, and you got to ski for the rest of the day for free. So it was all volunteer. That's the way it was when I was raising my family here. And there were times when there weren't enough people to show up to actually even operate the tow for the whole day. There'd be a dozen people here maybe, and stuff like that. So also it was there was no grooming associated with it. So although we just loved to ski here, there was lots of moguls, even on Blueberry and things like that. There's been lots of new runs since then, so there weren't nearly the number of runs there was. There wasn't nearly the number of runs in those days than there are today. And so it was that way until about 1990 or 91, something like that. And there was a couple that, Brenda and Steve Birdsall, who decided to take it over and then turn it into a business. And they're the ones that put in the chairlift. They bought, I don't even know if they paid anything for it, but certainly they paid to have an old chairlift that was at a place called Silver Star in British Columbia. shipped it up here and installed it, and really, made a huge step towards Skiland, what it is today. It'll be 4 years this August that it turned into a nonprofit. Fortunately, we found our current general manager, Bryson DeRonde, who is doing a great job. Another board member, Glenn Rissy, who was our vice president, really went out and raised a lot of money and that's what really made us be able to, bring Skiland to where it is today. And our emphasis is we want to have it a place where families can afford to ski. Where a family can come up here, spend a couple of days here skiing, and really afford to ski without breaking the bank. And even at our rate of family of 4, 2 kids and 2 adults, even then, it's costing them $150, $160 a day, to ski.
Yeah.
That's the important thing to us, is to maintain just a real, family-friendly atmosphere. Being outdoors and having recreation outdoors is hugely important. It's, studies time and time again have said that, being outdoors is a huge thing for mental health.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any place better for a kid to be than in a ski area. And what's nice about a small ski area about this, where when you go downhill, you always end up at the same place. There's not 2 places or 3 places you can end up, or a half dozen. You always end up at the bottom of the hill at one place, which then allows parents to feel a little more free about giving their kids some independence. And it's amazing, and I personally experienced, that starts manifesting itself like about 5 or 7 years old, especially if there's a sibling relationship, where they can ski together. I mean, they're all about then being off by themselves, because it's a way, to do it.
What is the biggest challenge that the board and the general manager faces running a ski area here in Fairbanks?
The biggest challenge for the general manager is keeping the equipment running. The big thing was replacing the cable on the chairlift, which is a hugely expensive thing. I don't know, close to $1 million or something like that to replace that cable and getting things running. The current general manager would say that that's his biggest challenge also, is keeping the equipment running. Not only lifts, but the groomer and the plow truck and and the snow machines, and there's lots that needs to be done to this lodge. That lodge needs to be replaced. We need to have a place to maintain equipment. We need more parking. And so there's lots of needs and lots of challenges yet to overcome. But as I've always said, the biggest challenge is keeping the lift go round and round. Because if you can't keep that lift going round and round, then you haven't got anything.
Right. Right.
Another big challenge is fundraising. And we've been pretty successful with that. We raise a couple $100,000 a year now. We make enough in ticket sales as it is, to keep the operation going. But it doesn't cover enough to pay people during the summer, to do maintenance and the maintenance that needs to be done and things like that. We raised a bunch of money to get a whole new rental fleet, and now the rental organization or part of the business will pay for itself, and we can use the money they think to get keep our thing refreshed and stuff like that. But so those are the challenges of today. Equipment maintenance, infrastructure that we need, improvements, and then the money to raise to do it, and keeping good health around.
Yeah. How many locals come here versus tourists?
Oh, it's almost all locals.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few, and we're seeing more and more. partly because Fairbanks in general just has a booming winter tourism business these days, primarily driven by aurora viewing, but also just by the outdoor experience. The winter outdoor experience is bringing people to.
What do you hope to see happen to this area in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah,
Yes.
to Skiland?
Yes.
We need to have a place, an indoor place, to store equipment like our groomer, our snowcat groomer, and plow truck, and snow machines, and four-wheelers, and all that sort of stuff. So we're not having to try to maintain them in the cold, which is, as you can imagine, can be pretty onerous, especially when the wind's blowing. But we got permission from Mental Health Trust to add to our land use permit another 7 acres down the road here a ways to turn into an additional parking lot. And our thought there is to have a little ticket kiosk there, and then people could park there, buy tickets there, and then they could just come right across the road and get onto Claricetti and head on down, and then be in Skiland. And then we want to replace the lower lodge. All these buildings were moved here. None of them were constructed here.
Oh wow.
These were all moved from buildings that were built in the 40s and 50s and stuff. So they're really getting old. I mean, those buildings down there are 80 years old or more.
Wow.
And it's the lower lodge is not one building either. It's like 3 buildings that have been pieced together. And the ski patrol, which is another separate nonprofit, that helps us with the hill. They would like to have a better facility too. So
What would you say is unique about skiing in Alaska versus anywhere else?
Well, one thing is cold weather,
The lift shuts down at -20, right? Or when does the lift shut down?
I'm not sure what the criteria is. It's a combination of temperature and wind.
Okay.
I've never seen them open at 20 below
Okay.
at the top of the hill. I've seen 12 below, I think is the closest I've seen at the top of the hill. But when it's 12 below at the top, it can easily be 25 below at the bottom. But it's not that hard. You learn how to dress for it, and stuff like that. And some of the benefits of that is that it keeps the snow real dry. And so that's another unique feature for Fairbanks is once the snow falls, as long as the temperature stays down around, especially, the sweet spot for temperature for us is 10 to 15 degrees. If it stays around in that, you can push the same snow around for weeks. It doesn't set up hard as rock like it does in lots of places.
Final question, what is your favorite run and why?
I think Hot Chocolate is my favorite run. It is the longest run on the hill. Hot Chocolate runs top to bottom. It's essentially a straight line. On a big powder day, that's usually where I head first.
I'll be sure to do that one today. And is there anything else that you want to mention or let people know on YouTube that are going to be seeing this video?
Come ski at Skiland.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day out there.
It's been a pleasure. It really has.
See you out there on the slopes.
Okay, great.
right, everyone, we had a great 2 days of skiing here at Skiland and a day at Moose Mountain. The snow was great. The weather was perfect. Forever grateful to be able to be here to spend this time skiing with my dad in Fairbanks. And, you know, any amount of time that I can spend with my family is never enough. So I'm always grateful to be able to make trips to visit them since we are spread out all over the place. If you are interested in donating to Skiland and finding out more information about Moose Mountain, I will leave links in the description below. I have one final question, one final thought for you before I sign off. What do you call this? A snow machine or a snowmobile? There's only one right answer. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.